Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news. Alright, Steelers Nation, buckle up because there's a lot to unpack here. The Pittsburgh Steelers have been making some serious moves this offseason, and let me tell you, it's signaling a clear message. They are all in, ready to contend for another Super Bowl. The offseason was aggressive, strategic, and full of ambition. We saw some big-name signings, some blockbuster trades, and a lot of signs that the franchise is serious about competing at the highest level. But as always in the NFL, every move opens new questions, new possibilities, and new potential game changers. And today, we're diving deep into what could be one of the most impactful pieces of this offseason puzzle, the possibility of the Steelers making an even bigger splash to bolster their offense. First, let's talk about what they've already done. The Steelers secured some key pieces in free agency and via trade, which shows they're not messing around. Signing Aaron Rodgers was a bold statement, even if he's there on a one-year deal with the looming possibility of retirement after the season. It's clear Pittsburgh wants to maximize their window with Rodgers at the helm, knowing that his experience, leadership, and skill set could make the difference in tight games. But it's not just about Rodgers. They've also made some eye-catching trades. They brought in DK Metcalf, a receiver known for his explosive plays and deep threat ability, which instantly gives the offense a new dimension. Then there's Jalen Ramsey, a cornerback who can lock down top receivers and be a disruptive force on defense. And adding Jonnu Smith provides more depth at tight end, giving quarterback Rodgers more options and versatility in the passing game. And let's not forget, they extended TJ Watt, one of the best pass rushers in the league, reaffirming their commitment to a dominant defense. All these moves scream that the Steelers are committed to competing now, not just building for the future. They're all in for a deep playoff run, maybe even a Super Bowl, and that's what makes this offseason so exciting for fans. But as we all know, in the NFL, even the strongest teams can have weak spots, and that leads us to the biggest concern that might arise as the season unfolds. Despite the aggressive offseason, the wide receiver position behind DK Metcalf could become a vulnerability. Right now, the options are Calvin Austin III, Robert Woods, and Roman Wilson. These are talented players, no doubt, but whether they have enough firepower to carry a championship-caliber offense is still up for debate. Could they step up and have breakout seasons? Absolutely. But there's also the risk that Pittsburgh might find itself short-handed when it counts the most. This is where the big, bold move could come into play, and I'm talking about a potential trade for Terry Mclaurin. Now, Mclaurin has been in a contract standoff with the Washington Commanders, and rumors have been swirling about a possible trade that could send him elsewhere. If the Steelers want to go all in, this is the kind of move that could change everything. Imagine adding a receiver like Mclaurin to pair with DK Metcalf. That would give the Steelers arguably one of the most dangerous wide receiver duos in the league, capable of stretching defenses, creating mismatches, and making life hell for opposing defenses. McLaurin's 82 catches for over 0 yards and 13 touchdowns in the 2024 season show that he's a proven playmaker, and pairing him with Metcalf could take the Steelers' offense to another level. The impact of such a move wouldn't just be about adding talent, it's about signaling the franchise's intent to win now. Rodgers, on a one-year contract, is clearly focused on maximizing his final shot at a Super Bowl. With McLaurin on the roster, he'd have two legitimate superstar receivers, making it incredibly difficult for defenses to double-team or neutralize them. And let's be honest, the Steelers' offense, with Rodgers orchestrating, would become one of the most dynamic and feared units in the league. It's the kind of move that could push the Steelers over the edge, especially in close games where a clutch play from a receiver can be the difference between victory and defeat. Now, why is this move so intriguing? For starters, the Steelers have already committed so much to the 2025 season, they might as well push all their chips in. The window is open, and with Rodgers at the helm, they're looking at the possibility of making a deep playoff run. If Washington places Mclaurin on the trade block, Pittsburgh should be at the front of the line, aggressively pursuing him. It's not just about adding a good receiver, it's about adding a game changer, a player who can elevate the entire offense and give them a serious edge in the AFC North and the AFC overall. Of course, we have to consider the logistics and the risks. Trading for a player like Mclaurin won't be cheap, and it would require the Steelers to give up draft picks or compensation. But the potential payoff, a true offensive powerhouse, makes it worth considering. Because in the NFL, sometimes you have to take bold steps if you want to reach the summit. And Pittsburgh has shown they're willing to make bold moves this offseason. Looking ahead, this season promises to be one of the most exciting in recent Steelers history. With Rodgers leading the offense, the retooled defense anchored by Watt, and the possibility of adding Mclaurin, the team looks ready to compete at a high level. The AFC North is always a tough division with formidable rivals, but the Steelers are positioning themselves as serious contenders. They've built a roster that balances experience, talent, and ambition, and now it's about executing on the field. As fans, we should be optimistic but also realistic. There are still questions to answer, like how well the young receivers will step up, how the offensive line will hold up, and how the defense will perform in high-pressure situations. But one thing is clear, the Steelers are making all the right moves to give themselves the best shot at another Super Bowl run. And if they pull off a trade for Mclaurin, it could be the final piece that puts them over the top. So, Steelers fans, keep your eyes peeled. The offseason is far from over, and if there's one thing we've learned, it's that Pittsburgh never shy away from making bold, decisive moves when it counts. The team is on the rise, and the 2025 season could be something special. We're in for an exciting ride, and I can't wait to see how it all unfolds. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's get ready for a season full of potential, surprises, and maybe, just maybe, another Super Bowl trophy heading back to Pittsburgh. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you think the Steelers should make that bold move and pursue Mclaurin if he becomes available? Would adding him change the trajectory of this team? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news. This team is on the brink of something special, and I can't wait to see how it all plays out with you guys right there with me. Thanks for watching, and as always, let's go Steelers!